Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have Evolution 2025 predictions to kick off our huge week of tons of predictions and results at the end of the week. We got tons of shows to get into, but Evolution has one of the biggest cards and will probably be one of the best shows of the week, hopefully. What's the vibes going into the show?
Yeah, this is one of the most stacked weeks of professional wrestling that we've seen in quite a long time. Obviously, a big story is going to be them counter-programming AEW and All In, and I'm sure people talk about ticket sales and all that stuff, but besides, all of the mess surrounding it, I am really excited for the card. There's really good matches on here. All the titles are pretty much on the line in some sort of way here. So yeah, very excited for this one.
Yeah, we're recording this right after Raw, so if there is a match announced, we will miss if it's announced on NXT or SmackDown. But let's head straight into things with an NXT women's title match where Jacy Jayne puts her belt against Jordynne Grace. Who do you got for this one?
Unfortunately, I am going to go with Jordynne Grace. I would like for Jacy Jayne to get a deeper run, a better run, and get more opponents under her belt. However, Jordynne Grace does feel like the woman who's up next to eventually go against Blake Monroe or whoever the opponent may be.
Yeah, they have a tag team match with Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe taking on Jacy and Fallon, so obviously this kind of be played into that. But I do think Jordynne wins as well. We do know that there will be a NXT Women's Champion versus the TNA Women's Champion down the line. I forget at what show that's going to be at, but yeah, that will take place. And it kind of feels like it will be a Jordynne versus Masha rematch, just because I feel like that Jacy Jayne just doesn't really fit it, but I could see a world where she does win it, and maybe Masha does win the NXT, and that's her kind of first step in the door to get in that WWE deal if she is looking for that. But yeah, this match I think could steal the show. I think both women want to prove that NXT can still, even though most of the top women kind of left, NXT is still one of the best women's divisions out there, I think.
Yeah, for sure. They've been telling the story every week on TNA, basically, of Jacy Jayne coming in and attacking Masha. But I do agree with you. I do think Jordynne Grace will go in as champion versus Masha as champion. It'll be very interesting because I probably would predict Masha in that match, but I guess we'll have to wait till that time comes to make my official prediction.
But then next up, we have a tag team fatal 4-way for the women's tag team champions, and it is Raquel and Roxanne Perez, who is replacing Liv Morgan. Obviously, she is injured, but they will be going against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Sol Ruca and Zarya, and the newly reformed Kabuki Warriors. Who do you got for this one?
Yeah, this is another one that's sort of hard to pick. You could definitely see every team winning this match. However, I am going to go with the NXT team, and I'm going with Sol Ruca and Zarya. I think it'd be very cool to see Sol Ruca with all the belts. Add more jealousy to Zarya against Sol Ruca, obviously, because she's having all the success. But at the same time, if they lose, I could also just see the Kabuki Warriors getting it here too.
Yeah, it feels like there's a very big possibility of a title change, and a part of me thinks there is. The only thing is I don't think it is Sol Ruca and Zarya, just because I don't think they're going to put the tag team belts back in NXT. I feel like there's just not enough tag teams to really defend it. Obviously, they can put together some tag teams like they are doing on Raw right now. But I do think Alexa and Charlotte might get the win here, because I could see a world where because Raquel and Roxanne haven't been on the same page as of late, so I could see them just, not have that chemistry on the night. But the Kabuki Wars, I could see a time where Asuka maybe turns on Kairi, and we get a feud between those two. I think that would be a great non-title feud that could happen, which would make for great weekly TV. But yeah, I think Alexa and Charlotte, they aren't really doing too much right now, and this gives them something to do. It's two women who are very prestigious in the company and in women's wrestling, so I think it would be a good opportunity for them to win. I don't think Alexa's had the tag team belts, or if she has, it's definitely been, or she definitely has, but it's been quite, but it's been quite a while now. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Alexa and Charlotte to get the surprise win, I guess.
Yeah, I think that'd be a very cool win for them to do it. Obviously, like you said, just two women who are highly decorated in the WWE, two of the best that they have on the SmackDown roster as well, singly as well. So it'd be very interesting to see them as a team newly come together. But yeah, I think that's a good pick.
And then our next match, we have a no-holds-barred match added, and that is Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. The feud reignites once again. This time, obviously, nothing on the line, but who do you have walking out?
Jade Cargill had a pretty good showing at Night of Champions, at least in my opinion, versus Asuka. I really liked that match. I thought that was one of her best singles matches that she's had in her entire WWE career. So I'm very excited to see this, because hopefully this will kind of overlap that one, and this will be her new match, because I really like her and Naomi. I like the story being told. Maybe we get some kind of Bianca interference, or her to just show face here, because she is not on the card as of right now. So it'd be nice just to at least see her on Evolution.
Yeah, for this one, obviously we know Naomi has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Jade Cargill has that title shot lined up at SummerSlam. So I think it does feel right for Jade to get the win here. Naomi kind of maybe gets a little bit annoyed, and she'll obviously be a little bit upset with it. But ultimately, she'll get that big win back at the SummerSlam, assuming Jade wins, just for her to cash in right after. So yeah, I'm going to go with Jade Cargill to win. Hopefully this match is pretty good. Hopefully they let the women kind of go all out, since this is, the only real stipulation match. Hopefully, like I said, they let them go all out and do some real hardcore type of stuff throughout the match. But next up, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match in a triple threat, and that is Becky Lynch defending against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Who do you have for this one?
Yeah, I think I am going to go with Becky Lynch to retain here. I could see a story where Lyra and Bayley, they've been going at it every single week, obviously, so I can see them two go a little bit too far with each other, and that eventually leads to a Becky win.
Yeah, this one, I do think Becky does get the win here. Like you said, I don't think Becky's going to lose it before SummerSlam. So, yeah, I think Becky just gets the win here. Like you said, I can also see Bayley and Lyra just, getting too caught up with one another. So, yeah, I think Becky gets the win here. Should be a pretty good match. All the Becky matches since her return have been great. And I think the streak will continue on Evolution. And then next up, we have a Battle Royal for a Women's World Championship match at Clash in Paris at the end of August. So quite a while away, but our announced participants for this Battle Royal are Ivy Nile, Stephanie Vaquer, Nia Jackson, Nikki Bella, Natalia, and Maxine Dupree. But who do you got so far?
This seems like a sort of obvious one with the announced participants so far. Obviously, Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a high favorite here. Some people might even say Nikki Bella. She announced herself on tonight's episode of Raw, talking about Liv Morgan a lot. So maybe we see Liv Morgan. Obviously, she's not going to be in it, but she could maybe come out in the sling and kind of cost Nikki in some kind of way, just to develop that story a little bit more or something. But yeah, I will go with Stephanie out of this list of participants. I could see a Julia get in here, a Zelina get in here, and things of that nature as well. But as of right now, I think Stephanie's the best.
Yeah, I think it just feels like Stephanie should kind of win here. We haven't really seen too much of her since she had the match with Asuka for the Queen of the Ring the tournament, and then after the Money in the Bank stuff and Worlds Collide. We haven't really seen too much, so I think this is a good time to kind of start introducing her a bit more, reestablishing her that, like, this is, Stephanie Vaquer. She's still one of the best. I don't think people forgot about that, but I think it's about time we see her more often on TV. I think going into Clash in Paris with such a lot of time between now and then, lets, a lot of stuff happen between who will be the Women's World Champion on Raw, assuming that's who Stephanie goes after, whether it's Io or Rhea. Yeah, should be pretty fun, but yeah, I think Stephanie will be the one to win this Battle Royal. And then next up, we have a legend versus the current champion, Tiffany Stratton, and that is Trish Stratus returning once again, but this time taking on Tiffany Stratton. This is for the Women's World Champion, but who do you got for this one?
I am definitely going to go with Tiffany Stratton here. I guess there could be a world where maybe Naomi could be involved in this match, but I don't necessarily think a cash-in is going to happen here, of course. But yeah, I do think Tiffany Stratton is going to get the big win. I think this is a pretty interesting match. Trish Stratus, we've seen her in tag team action a lot recently, so to see her back in singles actions pretty much for the first time since her Becky Lynch feud a while back when Zoe Stark was involved and all that. But yeah, this will be a very interesting match to see how Trish hangs with someone like Tiffany Stratton, who's a fan favorite right now. Yeah,
definitely. We'll go with Tiffany Stratton as well. I just don't see a world where Trish is going to win here and she'll be around. It kind of feels like this is kind of a one-off for her again. But obviously, she ever wants to return again. It's always open for her because it is Trish Stratus. She's always fun to see come back every once in a while. But yeah, this match should be pretty good. I think both women will put on a pretty good performance. But in what I will presume is the main event of the night, we have the Women's World Champion on the line where Io Sky defends against Rhea Ripley. Who do you got for this one?
Yeah, I am going to go with Io Sky to retain again. I could definitely see a world where Rhea retains. She has yet to ever defeat Io Sky, if I'm not mistaken. So I could see this maybe being her first time doing it, but I do think they'll probably save that for a Perth moment. Let her win it in her home country, town, whatever it may be. But yeah, definitely going Io Sky.
Yeah, I definitely want Io to win here, and I will go with her as well. Obviously, she's had the belt since WrestleMania, but it feels like we haven't got much with the actual belt herself. She's had a few matches that have been non-title matches and some tag team matches. She's even gone to NXT. So, yeah, hopefully this isn't the end of Io's reign. I think she deserves way more. She deserves better. And hopefully, like I said, just get a few more defensive before she does lose it. Like you said, probably at Perth versus Rhea. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, Io gets the win here. It should be a pretty good match. I think both women have that chemistry together. We've seen it before, and I think it'll be good on the night as well. But what match are you looking most forward to on the night?
Definitely gonna be the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Champion. This is the match that's been built the best and built the longest and the most. Yeah, I'm very excited because I did pick Becky Lynch, but there's also a world where either of the women could get a big win here.
Yeah, I think the Battle Royal could be pretty good. Obviously, it is a Battle Royal, so it probably won't have nothing too crazy in it, but I think there could be potentials for surprise. I could see Bianca Belair maybe showing up here and trying to get involved. 'Cause like I said, it's something that she kind of feels like she should be on this show. But yeah. Yeah, this card definitely looks pretty good. Very excited for this show. Yeah.
This is going to be a very exciting one, but we appreciate all you guys for watching. We have a ton of predictions. We have a ton of results coming out this week. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.